Well, this is about to be the lowest income month we've had all year. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we talk about life and money and how you can enjoy life while still accomplishing financial goals. And I'd love to share my budgets here on YouTube. So today I'm going to be walking you through our August 2020 household budget, showing you all of the income that we're bringing in this month and how we plan to either spend or save every dollar that we bring in. But before we get into it, I want to let you know that the budget template that I will be using is actually one that you can get yourself on my shop. So I will have a link to that in the description box down below. So you can check it out if you want. It's an instant Excel download and it also works in Google Sheets. So for the month of August, I am actually still halfway on maternity leave. I had a baby, our first baby, in May, and I've been loving my time off of work. I work my day job as an accounting manager and I've been taking a 12-week long maternity leave, and my maternity leave will end in mid-August. And I am figuring out what I'm going to be doing post-maternity leave, so definitely stay tuned if you're wanting to know. I'm figuring some last things out and then I'm excited to share that with you guys. So all that to say, this month is actually going to be the lowest income month that we've had all year because I am on maternity leave. So my maternity leave was unpaid. I feel like I've said maternity leave like 5,000 times in this video and I'm like, can't say it anymore. Anyway, the time off that I've had is actually unpaid. My employer does not offer any sort of paid parental leave, and so the only leave that I've received is through FMLA, which guarantees that I can take 12 weeks off from my job, and I'm guaranteed to have a job when I return after 12 weeks. So that is the kind of leave that I'm taking, and with that I was able to use my sick and vacation balances to have some sort of income during this time while I was off. But the sick and vacation time that I had only covered 6 weeks of leave. So half of my maternity leave was like paid in full of just time that I've saved up, and then the other half I wasn't getting paid anything at all. So for the month of August, I'm not getting anything. I will not be receiving any sort of paycheck, and thus why our income is lower this month. So let's take a look at the budget here. So the first section that we have is our income, and I have Jacob's income and my income individually blocked out, and I do that in all of my budget report videos just because that's that little bit of information that I want to keep private. But I do normally show you my business income, and that's everything that I make here on YouTube and social media and everything that I do. But because I won't be receiving a paycheck, if I put that in, then you'd be able to then figure out what Jacob brings home. So anyway, all that to be said, I'm just lumping everything in black this time to keep it all anonymous. But our total take-home pay for our household this month, we are expecting $6,546. So now to show you where all of that is going to be spent. First we have is our normal expenses, and the first line item that we have here is our tithe. So we are Christians and we believe in tithing, giving to our church and other organizations. So we have $654.60 allocated towards our church, which is 10% of our take-home pay. Next we have is African New Life, and we support 2 children in Rwanda with African New Life, and that's $78 a month. Then we have $40 going to an additional missions organization. So that's all of our giving up at the top of our budget. Next we have is our mortgage payment, and our mortgage is always $2,398.60. We own a house in Portland, Oregon. It is 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and we have been here for almost a year. We bought our house last September, so yeah, finishing up on like our first year of home ownership. That being said, the percentage of our budget that's for our mortgage because of the lower income month is 36.6%, which is a bit higher than what I like. I would like for that to be in like either like 30 or lower. That would be most ideal. So again, because we have a lower income month, that's why that percentage is higher. But this amount does include our principal, interest, insurance, taxes, PMI, all that stuff in one payment. Next we have is our HOA. We do live in a neighborhood with a homeowners association, so that is $121.46 each month. Next we have is water and sewer, and that should be around $93.85. It's usually around like $100-ish each month. Then we have natural gas. So our house is heated with natural gas as well as what we use for cooking. So that should be around $40 this month. Actually, it'll probably be less. I'm gonna put down 30 just because it's the middle of the summer and we're obviously not using our heat. So the only thing that natural gas would be used for would be for cooking. Next we have is trash. So our trash we actually have to pay every other month. So this month is our trash month, and that is $61.22. Next we have is electric, and I'm actually going to bump up electric to be more like 50 because our house does have air conditioning, and since it's the middle of summer, I know that we're going to be using our air conditioner a bit more, so I'm going to allocate $50 for electric. Next we have is internet, and actually that is $49.95 each month. I copied over like a previous budget, so I'm getting to update this in real time for you guys, I guess. So internet is always $49.95 each month. It used to be $55, but we were able to negotiate that down a few months ago, which was good. Just, you know, save $5 a month. Next we have is our phones, and that is $117.33, and that is a cell phone for myself and my husband. Then we have insurance. So this is car insurance, and that is $128.58. This is for our two cars, which are a 2013 Toyota Corolla and a 2006 Honda Pilot. And actually, I'm working on getting that lowered. I just don't know what the amount is. I know it will be lower, but I went to my insurance company with USAA online and I updated our mileage because we have barely driven in 2020, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. And so I updated how many miles we're actually driving with our cars, and that was able to substantially lower our premium. So that actually should be a bit lower this month. I just, again, don't know exactly how much, but 128, no more than that. Next we have is life insurance, and that is $52.89. We have life insurance on both myself and my husband Jacob. And then we have groceries. So we have $300 budgeted for groceries this month, and this is just specifically groceries. This does not include any sort of like additional household expenses that you may pick up at the grocery store, which I'll talk about that later on in this budget. Then we have eating out, and we are not really doing any eating out right now because of the pandemic. We will do probably some takeout, so we'll have eating out and takeout in the same category, but we still have not gone to any restaurant since March. That's just something that I don't personally feel comfortable with, especially like having a newborn right now, even though restaurants are open in our area, but takeout we will do. So $100 allocated for that. Gas, we have $100 as well, and again, like I said, we are not really driving, so I'm actually just going to put this down to $40, which is like one fill up for us. So that is really all we should need. Next we have is our Roth IRA, and actually we finished maxing out our Roth IRA for both of us earlier this year, so we don't have anything else to contribute to the Roth IRA, which is exciting that that's all taken care of. Then we have college. We are actually contributing to our son's college savings plan. We have a 529 plan open for him, and we plan to put $200 in it each month. Now this amount is not going to cover like what college is going to cost him in 18 years, but it'll add a little bit of something. So we're happy to put $200 a month away for his college savings. And the reason why I have it here in the normal expenses section instead of like in the savings is because we send this money off somewhere else. So I'm not the one who's personally like tracking this money, even though it is a savings item. It's being withdrawn out of my bank account and going elsewhere. So to keep things clean for myself, I like to have this in more of the expense section, even though it's obviously savings. Next we have is fun. I have $50 budgeted for fun. Honestly, I'm going to take it out because, again, pandemic, we have a newborn. We aren't really going out to do anything fun right now. Okay, next we have is miscellaneous, and this is $100. So this is just kind of like anything else that we have that we either forgot to budget for, or if just something random comes up, we have money in our miscellaneous category, and that is $100 to be spent on who knows what, whatever else. It's so important to have a miscellaneous category because there's always something random that comes up during the month. Next we have is our savings line items. So I have the beginning and ending balances blocked out because you don't know the balances yet because July isn't over, and so you definitely need to come back and check out my July budget report so you can see what our balances are for all of our savings accounts. So that's why that's blocked out there. So first we have is our emergency fund first off, but I will say we do have a fully funded emergency fund, and we also are debt free. So our emergency fund has $25,000 in it, which we leave sitting there. But the next item that we are contributing to is for Jacob. Jacob gets $100 of personal spending money each month. So basically for our household, we really talk about all spending decisions that we make together, but this personal spending money is something that like Jacob can spend money on whatever he wants. And so he gets $100 a month of personal spending money that I don't like have any say to. He just gets to spend what he wants. And then same for me, I also get $100 of personal spending money. And then we also have an extra giving line item that we put $50 a month to, and this just allows us to be able to say yes to additional giving opportunities if they come up. So we just put $50 away into that fund. Next we have is vacation, and we're putting $400 a month into vacation right now. 2020, I'm sure a lot of you had some vacation plans that were canceled. We were planning to go to LA this year, and obviously that's not happening, but I really hope that we'd be able to go somewhere next year. I mean, I feel like that's still really like up in the air, honestly, but we're going to be saving money towards it, and then hopefully we'll be able to take like a really nice vacation when this is all said and done, which I'd really be looking forward to. Next we have is our Christmas fund. We're putting $50 a month into our Christmas fund, and that way when December rolls around, we have money sitting in this fund ready to be spent on Christmas gifts and decorations and everything that goes into Christmas. So it's definitely not too early to be planning for Christmas, even though it's the middle of summer. Next we have is car maintenance. We're putting $75 a month into our car maintenance fund. And actually right now, because of the pandemic, our cars aren't being driven and we haven't had to do any sort of work on them. So this is just kind of accumulating, which is great because then we'll have extra money in that fund if we need to make like a larger repair. Then we have our car replacement fund, and this is where kind of every extra dollar is going for us right now. This is kind of like our next financial goal. Like I said, we have a 2006 Honda Pilot, and actually we're working on selling that this weekend that I'm filming this video, and we're going to be purchasing a 2013 RAV4. So we have like most of the money saved up and we should be ready to go for that soon, but we're just finishing saving money to be able to make the purchase for that RAV4. So I'm going to adjust this number. As you can see down here in the template, I have this line that says the difference should be 0. And because we made these adjustments, this number is not 0 anymore. So I want to make sure that that gets to be 0. I'm going to delete this out and see that my difference is $604.52. And that's how much we're going to put to the car replacement fund this month. Next we have is house maintenance, and we're putting $350 to house maintenance. The rule of thumb that I've heard for saving money for house maintenance is to save 1% of your house's value over the year. So taking 1% and dividing it by 12 is how much you should save each month. That's what I've heard as a guide. So that's what we've decided to do. So $350 each month for a year would be 1% of our house value. So we're saving for if something, bad were to happen to our house, we need to replace a water heater or air conditioner or, something. So we're just putting money aside. This is kind of like the house emergency fund, if you will. Next we have is household, and this is $100. And this is where I put things like toilet paper, detergent, soap, cleaning supplies, like anything like that would go to our household budget. I do not lump that in with grocery, even though a lot of people will be purchasing household and grocery things at the same time at the same store. I do like to separate those just so that I can truly see how much I'm spending on groceries. So you put $100 each month into household, and that's where that ends up. And then our last line item is our baby line item. We are putting $100 into our baby fund. Like I said, we have a 2-month-old baby, and he's so stinking cute. And he has some reoccurring expenses like diapers and toys or clothes or whatever sorts of things we need to get for him. So we are putting $100 into our baby fund to continue to build that up. And whenever we need to make any sort of purchases, whether that's a monthly cost or maybe something larger down the road, we'll have money set aside in this fund. And since we had him in May, this is only like the 3rd month that we've had like a baby fund while he's been here. So we're still trying to get the groove of it, but we felt like $100 for right now is a good amount. I am able to breastfeed, so we don't have any sort of formula cost. I know that can be a larger expense if you are going the formula route, but since I'm able to breastfeed, we don't have to worry about that cost. And so we're basically just covering, like I said, diapers, any sort of clothing, and additional toys. So the total that we are putting to savings this month is $1,929.52. And as you can see, the total money out, which is for our expenses and savings, is $6,546, which is exactly what we have in our income. And this is a zero-based budget, which means that every dollar has a name, and we have a plan for every single dollar that's coming into our household this month. And while this was a lower income month for us, we actually still were able to cover all of our necessities and a lot of our wants, like going on vacation and even covering some savings goals like putting money towards Peter's college. And then we are still working on saving for that car replacement fund. It just isn't as much as what we are normally used to being able to put towards our larger savings goals, but that's totally okay. So that is our budget and our plan for August. Don't forget, if you want to get this budget template, you can check that out with the link in the description box down below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more money and budgeting videos. And I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
About to
Bye.
leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we